Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Valentari for PowerUpsNotIncluded.com, and once again bringing some more Dungeon Defenders videos. I previously recorded a video of the new Barbarian class. Haven't actually gotten around to posting it yet. I recorded it in way too high definition, and I'm not entirely sure that I want to take the hours it would take to upload it. However, last month they released a new character, the Series EV, which is has been hinted at, I guess, since the very beginning when the game came out. It was there as a selectable thing, but it was grayed out so you could actually do anything. It turns out it's a female robot. A bit of a Mega Man clone here. I'll show you why later on in the video here, but so one of the first powers that she gets is this physical beam. It's actually a barrier. Nothing physical can pass through it except projectiles, but basically living things can't pass through it. And the idea being here, this photon beam is a non-elemental damaged, even though it looks like shock damage, it doesn't do elemental damage, beam that basically does damage over time to anything standing in it. So you put the physical beam, and then about 2-3 inches in front of it, you put the photon beam. I originally started experimenting with placing it right in front of the physical barrier. However, a lot of the bigger creatures actually end up being too far back to be hit by it. So it's always good to place it a bit further back. An interesting concept here with the Series EV. She can equip both staves and bows, and can do one of each or two of both. So she can do two staves, two bows, or guns, or one staff and one bow. And you can switch between them with one button press, furthering the illusion of being like a Mega Man and picking up the different power-ups. It's very interesting to see her switch from using like a fire staff to a grenade launcher. But I am using a bow and arrow for one and a staff for the other. I don't know what the hell I was doing there. Oh, that's what I was checking. I was like, this is too easy. I am on insane difficulty, right? But yeah, I'm in level 30, so naturally this stuff is a little bit low level, but I didn't know how well this chick could solo a dungeon. So that was basically the whole purpose of doing this and creating the video, was just to kind of see what she could do. Her number, I guess, 8 power, which would be the third power that she gets, is a reflective barrier. It reflects projectiles back onto the attacker. I don't use it in the video. I'm sure it's got lots of great uses. I just don't know what they are yet. I haven't had too much time to experiment with it. The number 9 power is a shock slash stun beam, very similar to some of the hunter traps that were in the original game. Now the number 0 beam, which is her 5th defense power, is it's a like a buff beam. It in and of itself it does nothing, but basically it creates a beam, and anything that it passes through, any defenses that it passes through, get their attack speed and their damage increased. It cannot be targeted. It cannot be destroyed. However, if any of the targets or any of the defenses that it is buffing are destroyed, then the buff beam itself is destroyed. So there's kind of an emphasis on, yes, you can use it to buff up a lot of your big guns. However, if any of your big guns go down, so too does your buff beam. So you gotta really be careful about like how many things you want to pick and choose to buff up there. So not really all that much to say regarding this. Obviously, like I said, this is kind of a cakewalk. I switched between the bow for small, 1 or 2 targets, and the spread shot. Very very Contra-esque in the spread shot in this, coming out of the gun on my hand. And yes, my right hand is a gun. Technically, I think it's Mega Man's left hand that's a gun, but I'm not really sure. I'm sure there's some Mega Man purists out there who are like, oh no, it's his right hand. But I don't know. In some of the early Mega Man games, it seemed to change depending on whether or not you were jumping or how you were standing. So I thought it was kind of cool that there was an option to make her blue. There's also a purple one, but yeah, like I said, it just feels like all along this was just designed to be a Mega Man thing. And the way they did with the swapping of the genders for some of the other classes, I imagine at some point in time there's going to be a male version of the Series EV, and it almost makes me think that they put out the female version first so that they could get away with putting out a blue robot man with a cannon for a gun arm thing. later on and be like, oh no, we were just gender swapping it. So who knows? I'm gonna record some harder dungeons, and now that I know that this character can, with patience, take out take on waves of stuff on insane mode. I'm going to try some of the harder stages. Particularly the one we always seem to play whenever we're leveling is the Ramparts stage, which is all around a good stage. It's a good place to power level your own characters. You can place using a square. You can place the slice and dice turrets, and then immediately switch over to the character that you want to level, and just kind of pick off the stragglers that the slice and dice don't take care of. So, not much more I can say regarding this, honestly. I think in the spirit of the Mega Man-ness, I might throw in a track from OC Remix. I had my eye on a piece that I downloaded. It was an armored armadillo mix, but I don't know. We'll see. I haven't actually added the music to this video yet, but we'll see. So, anyways, I'm going to be silent until the end of the video, and like I said, there's some pretty hardcore evidence that this is supposed to be a Mega Man clone at the very end of this video. So, enjoy, and I'll be back shortly.
Say the only thing worth having was found at the end of each day. But that was then and this is now, and he's far gone. And his voice had lingered on for far too long. He said, my fearless son, you can't be stronger than them all. Their blades control the sky and if the jungle likely fall. And you need an alibi just to pass by in this life. Cause your shield can't protect you from death sight. Oh no. When he left to find himself, I left his spirit and body and soul. I also left my family. Cause if he's not worth anything, then what do I know? I'm just a carbon copy of a damned machine. He said, you'll never breathe and you'll never touch the water. You'll never see the sights that I, your father, have entrusted to you, entrusted to you. I'm sorry, but you will never touch the sky.
And with that concludes the insane mode for level 1. One of these days I'll get around to leveling a character up to 70, whatever it is, and do nightmare mode, the new mode added. So here we go. As soon as I level up, you're gonna see the proof that this is supposed to be Mega Man. She does the exact same jump as Mega Man does, like the same pose and everything. So if you ever played a Mega Man game and jumped, you know what that pose is. So Um, yeah, like I said, I hope honestly that they do like a gender swap version of this class too. Um, I can't imagine they wouldn't. I mean, they only charge like $1 or $2 for the DLC. It's an amazing game. If you haven't played Dungeon Defenders, I mean, you really should. It's a great game. So, for PowerUpsNotIncluded.com, I'm Valentari. Hope you enjoyed.